Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are creating the single page website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in the previous video, we added the animation to all the elements. Now in this video, we will start making this page responsive. So let me just show you the responsive version. So if we decrease the width of the browser window, this is how it will look on smaller screens. So on smaller screens, we don't have the menu items displayed over here. We have this menu icon, and if I click on that, we have the mobile menu items displayed over here. We can click on any of these links and we'll be taken to that section. So all these sections are designed in a responsive way so that it will look good on smaller screens as well. So in this video, we will start making this page responsive. We will make this header section responsive in this video, and we'll also add the animation for the mobile menu items. So let's get started. Right, here we are in the source code. So let's go to the HTML file, and the first thing we will do is we'll create these menu items. So we need to create a separate menu items division for these mobile menus. So let's go ahead and here let's create a new division with a class of mobile nav or mobile menu items. And in this we will have, first of all, we need to have this close icon. So let's create a division with the class of close icon, and in this we will have the close icon. So let's go to heroicons.com and let's search for close, and let's copy this icon from here and let's paste it over here. And then we need to have the menu items. So I'll just copy these anchor tags from here and let's paste them over here after this close icon. Right, now let's go ahead and style this. So let's go to the style.css file. So let's go ahead and create a comment, and I'll just type mobile menu items, and let's select the class. So we have mobile menu items. So let's type dot mobile menu items, and let's set the position to fixed, and let's set the display to flex, align items to the center and justify content to the center so that it is in the center vertically and horizontally. And let's set the z index to 500 so that it is above all the other elements. And now if we go back to our design, here we can see that we have this mobile menu items displayed over here. Let's also set the height to 100 viewport height and the width to 100%. And let's add a background color, and let's set the color to 333. And now if we go back, here we can see that we have all these menu items. We need to display all of them one below the other. So let's set the flex direction to column, and let's add a gap of 30 pixels between each of the elements. Right, now let's go ahead and style the anchor tags inside this. So we can see we have these anchor tags for the menu items. So let's type mobile menu items A, and let's remove the underlines by typing text decoration to none, and let's set the color of the text to white, and let's set the font size to 18 pixels, and let's go ahead and set the color of this text inside the button to black. So here we can see we have this class of btn. So let's type mobile menu items btn, and let's set the color of the text to black, and let's set the font size to 18 pixels, or let's try 16 pixels, and I think that looks alright. Right, now let's style the close icon. So let's type mobile menu items close icon, and let's set the position to fixed, and let's set it to the top of 10 pixels and right of 20 pixels of the screen, and let's add a background color of RGBA 255 255 255, and for the opacity let's set it to 0.03, and let's also set a width for the close icon SVG. So let's type mobile menu items close icon SVG, and let's set the width to 30 pixels and the color to white. And here let's add a padding of 8 pixels, and let's set the rounded corners to 8 pixels, and let's tap cursor pointer, and this is how the close button looks. Now it is not exactly in the center, so we can just type display of flex, And now we can see that the button is exactly in the center of the background. Now we don't want this to be displayed by default. So here for the mobile menu items, I'll just set the opacity to 0 by default and also move it to the right side. So let's tap transform, translate X, and let's set the value to 100%. So it will be on the right side of the screen by default. When we want to display it, we will add a class called active to this. So here for now, I'll just add a class of active. And let's add the styles for the active class. So let's tap mobile menu items.active. And here let's set the opacity to 1. And let's set the transform translate X to 0. Right, so that's it with the styling of the mobile menu items. Right, now if we go back to the original design and if we scroll down, we can see that we have this subtle animation for this nav bar when we scroll down. So let's add that animation. So if you go to the styles and if you go to the nav bar, here we can see that we have already added this class called scrolled to this. And when we have the class of scrolled, we are just setting the padding to 8 pixels for the top and bottom. And by default, it is set to 16 pixels. And here let's add a smooth transition. So I'll just tap transition. And let's set the value to all 900 milliseconds is. Right, now we need to add the scrolled class to this nav when we scroll down a little bit. So let's do that in the JavaScript. So here in the main.js file, let's type animation for navbar. And here first of all, let's add an event listener for the window. So I'll just have window.add event listener. And let's listen for the scroll event. And let's create an arrow function over here. And here, first of all, let's reference the nav bar. So we have this nav element over here. So let's tap const nav equals document.querySelector, and let's tap nav over here. And now let's add an if condition and let's check whether we have scrolled for, let's try 20 pixels. So let's tap window.scrollY is greater than 20 pixels. Then we'll just go ahead and add the class. So let's tap nav.classList.add scrolled, and let's add an else. And here let's tap nav.classList.remove scrolled, and let's see whether this works. So let's go to our website and I'll just remove the active class from here. And now we can see that we have this nav bar, and if you scroll down, we can see that we have the animation. So it is working all right. Right, now the next thing we need to do is we need to hide these menu items of the desktop version when we are on smaller screens. So here we have this division with the class of menu items, and in that we have these menu items. So let's hide this on smaller screens. So here let's go ahead and add a media query. So let's type smartphone, and here let's add a media query, and let's set the max width to 800 pixels. So whenever the screen width is less than 800 pixels, all the CSS inside this block will be added to our HTML. So let's go ahead and type nav menu items display of none. And if you are on larger screens, we need to display it. So here we can see that it is being displayed on larger screens, but on smaller screens, we don't have it displayed. Right now on smaller screens, we need to display a menu icon over here. So let's go to the HTML file, and here let's add the menu icon. So let's go outside this menu items division and let's create a division with the class of menu icon. And here we will add the SVG of the menu icon. So here in hero icons, let's search for menu, and let's copy this icon and let's paste it over here. And let's style it. So here let's type nav menu icon, and let's set the width for the SVG. So let's type width of 30 pixels. And now we can see that the menu icon is being displayed over here. And let's also tap display of flex to bring it to the center vertically. And now we don't want to display it on larger screens. So if we maximize this, we can see that the space of the menu icon is displayed over here. Now if we add this width over here in the desktop version, we will have the menu icon displayed over here as well. So what we will do is I'll just hide the menu icon on larger screens. So I'll just tap display of none. And now we can see that the menu icon doesn't take any space. And if we go to the smaller screens, we'll just go ahead and set the display back to block. So here let's tap nav menu icon, display of block. And now we have the menu icon displayed over here and not on larger screens. Right, now let's go ahead and add the JavaScript to display the menu items when we click on this menu icon. So I'll just set the cursor to pointer. And now let's go ahead and go to the main.js file. And here let's type mobile menu. And we need to reference some of these elements. We need to reference the menu icon. And then we need to reference the close icon. And then we need to reference this mobile menu items. So let's go back and here let's tap const menu icon equals document.querySelector, and we have a class called menu icon. And then let's type const close icon equals document.querySelector close icon, and then let's type const mobile menu items equals document.querySelector, and let's type mobile menu items. So this is the class of the division. And let's go ahead and add an event listener to this menu icon. So let's type menu icon dot add event listener, and let's listen for the click event. And when we click on the menu icon, we need to add a class called active to this mobile menu items, because we have already added the styles over here. So here we can see for the active class we have added these styles. Let's tap mobile menu items dot class list dot add active. And now let's do it for the close icon. So let's copy this and let's paste it down here. And here we need to tap close icon. And here we need to type remove the active class. And now if you click on this, we have the menu items displayed. And if I click on it again, it goes back. Now we need to have a smooth transition for displaying these menu items. So here we can see it is displayed in a smooth way. So for that, let's go back and let's see whether we have added a transition. So here we need to add a transition. So just type transition of all, and let's set it to 300 milliseconds ease. And now we can see we have the correct animation. Right, now let's add responsiveness to this slider. So for now, I'll just go ahead and remove the autoplay. And let's go ahead and style this. So here in the media query, let's add a comment. I'll just type header or hero section. And if you go back to the HTML file, here we can see that we are adding this swiper.js library, and that we have this slide title, and this is the slide title. So let's decrease the font size of this slide title. So I'll just type the name of the swiper, which is header swiper, and in that we have swiper slide, and in that we have slide title. So let's type header swiper, swiper slide, slide title, and let's set the font size to 30 pixels. And let's also add some padding to the left and the right of this. So I'll just copy this selector. This is the container division, and let's type padding inline for left and right, and let's set it to 50 pixels. I think we need to add the padding to the content. So we have the content over here. So let's type dot content over here. And now it looks all right. And let's also text align it to the center. So I'll just do it over here in the desktop version. For slide title, let's tap text align to the center. And let's do the same for the paragraph. So I'll just tap text align center. And that's it with the header. So everything is working all right. And with that, we have made our header section responsive. So we also have this mobile nav menus displayed over here. And let's go back and let's turn back the autoplay. Right, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.